this lesson, I decided to give you the basic information for filling in a form. This would be a very basic form, of course. But to start with, I think it's a good idea to give you the basic words that are needed to fill in a form. So this llenar o llenar un formulario means filling in a form. Well, in English you say filling. In Spanish we use the infinitive when it comes to the title or the topic that we are dealing with. So we say it in the infinitive form. If you remember, it belongs to the first group. The root is llen and the suffix ar. Llenar un formulario. Form is formulario. It's a bit long, the word. And the basic information you'll be asked to write in that form, well, it's your name, nombre. So nombre is name. Your apellido, what do you think it would be? Surname, family name, last name? Apellido, surname. You'll have to give information about your address. The form can say either domicilio, from Latin domicilium, very similar to Latin, domicilio, or dirección, like direction. Domicilio, dirección, both mean the same. The specific place with the specific number and the name of the street you live on. So it's the address. In Spanish, we write our addresses the other way around compared to the way you do it. We say, for example, let's see a name of a street in Buenos Aires, Cochabamba. It's the name of a street in Buenos Aires, Cochabamba, 2458. We put the number on the right. First the name of the street and then the number. If it were an avenue, the abbreviation is AB without the E. AB, and the whole word is avenida. Avenida. In the case it were an avenue. And this is the name of a street. Street we say calle. Like this. Edad, well, if I write, in my case, 48, it is age. Edad means age. Profesión, ocupación, well, the words are very similar. Both come from Latin. Profession, occupation. Now we'll see, first we are going to fill in this imaginary form, and then we'll see the words for the names of some occupations or professions. To start with an example for profesión ocupación, in my case that I'm a man, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it's an example. Médico means doctor. Médico. Ciudad, well, city. In my case, Mar del Plata. No, but in the example, it's the name of a street in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires. As Buenos Aires is the main city of Argentina, we in this case we wouldn't put information in provincia, estado, provincia, province, estado, state. But if it were a city like the one I live in, Mar del Plata, it's in the province of Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires. Or, I don't know, let's see an example. Ciudad, Los Ángeles. Los Angeles. State, California. In the case of the states, for example, in this case, País, Argentina. So here you put the name of your country. País means country. So Argentina, the USA, England, Spain. It's email, correo, electrónico, electronic mail. As it's masculine, el correo, so electrónico. Email, and for example, my email is AL. Let's spell it in Spanish. ALMANSOS @hotmail.com. This is what we call arroba. You call it at. And this is punto. We say punto. This is a punto, a dot. Postcode. We say código, postcode or zip. Código, code, postal. Remember that in Spanish in most cases we put the adjective after the noun. In some cases we do the same as you and put it before the noun, but we'll see with examples later. But generally we put it in the second place. Código postal, the postcode of Mar del Plata is 76007600. Código postal, número de teléfono, of course, telephone number or phone number. We always use the whole word. I mean, because you can say at the telephone or phone, but we say teléfono. Número, number. In English, you put the noun first. Both teléfono and número, phone and number are nouns. But when you want to modify a noun with another noun, you put the modifier first. Well, we do it the other way around, and in the middle we put the preposition de that generally means of. In most cases it means of, in others it doesn't, but in most cases, and especially when making compound nouns in English, well, in Spanish we do this. Número de teléfono. And teléfono can be the phone that we have, the line phone. The line phone in English, in Spanish, we have two ways of saying it. One is número fijo o número de línea. What I've just said, line number, we do it this way, número de línea. So, número de línea. As if you said phone of line. I know you don't say it like this, but this is the way we do it. Phone of line, or number of the phone. Well, we always do it in this way. And as for the cell phone or mobile phone, it's curious because it's curious indeed, because in Spain, because I make this comparison, Europe and America. Both in English and in Spanish happens something similar. In the UK, they say mobile phone. In Spain, I mean both are in Europe, teléfono, and the same, móvil. In Spanish it's with this V, we say móvil, but the words are similar, teléfono móvil. And, well, I'm going to write it here. And what happens in America? Yes, because this is in Spain, and not only in Argentina, but in Latin America in general, we say teléfono. Oh, this word is so long. Celular, and you say in the States cell phone. So we find a parallelism between English and Spanish in America and in Europe. Now, well, finally, let's suppose that we are filling in this form I don't know, at a hotel, and the receptionist asks us to sign. Once we have filled in this form, we have to sign, to write our signature. This is firma, means signature, and the verb is firmar, again of the first group. So firmar means to sign. And receptionist is what we call recepcionista. It's very similar in Spanish. It's both for men and women. Though it ends with I, it's the only word to mean receptionist. Recepcionista. So let's suppose that he or she asks us to sign the form. Now we come to the second topic of this video, that is the conjugation of the verb, the modal verb poder. Its translation is can, to can. So this man or this woman will ask us to could you sign the form, please? Let's conjugate this word, this verb. Remember that it's irregular, so will what happens with irregular verbs? The changes will be in the root. Some irregular verbs have changed, are more irregular than others. For example, the verb to be or the verb to go is it's irregular both in the root and in the ending. There are some other verbs like poder, which is irregular only in the root. You'll see. The ending will be the same as that for regular verbs. Present tense, indicative mood. Sure. Let's put the endings first. Tú, él, ella. The plural, nosotros, nosotras. In Spain, vosotros, vosotras. Here in Latin America, ustedes. Sorry. And ellos, ellas. No, more to the right because there won't be enough space. Let's see if you remember the endings for each pronoun. I'm going to write it in red. In the case of the first personal pronoun, in the present, o. In the case of the second one, es. Remember that it's poder, so it's the second, belongs to the second group. Él, ella, hemos, eis, en. Do you remember what we saw the other day as regards endings? And in this case, that the verb poder is irregular, as I said before, the change will be in the root, only in the root. When the stress falls in the root, in Spanish we change this o. Oh, I hadn't written poder, sorry, poder. So when the stress is in the root, this o will become we, a diphthong. When it's not stressed, it'll be always o. Let's see. Puedo. See? Do you see? We don't say puedo, but puedo. Puedes, tú puedes. Él, ella puede. But what happens here? Nosotros, nosotras podemos. The stress is here, so the root keeps the original O. Vosotros, vosotras podéis. Ustedes pueden. Now the stress is here again, so we turn this O into a diphthong. And finally, ellos, ellas pueden. This is the present, and let's use this verb for finishing the filling in the form issue. So once we filled in the form, the receptionist will say something like this. ¿Puede firmar, por favor? The question ends here. Puede in this case means usted, the formal way for the second person in the singular. ¿Puede firmar, por favor? In the case of younger people, the receptionist will ask them, ¿puedes? ¿Puedes firmar, por favor? O puedes firmar aquí, por favor. Aquí means here. And he or she will indicate you where to sign. Puedes, yes, that's the typical question. And por favor means please. And to end this video, we'll see some examples of the names of some professions and occupations. Let's see some of them. Let's see, for example, some of them will change the ending according to gender. Others will remain the same for both men and women. Let's see. For example, dentista. Well, you know what this is. Dentist. The ending is the same for both women and men, so to indicate gender, we'll change the article. El dentista when it's a man, la dentista when it's a woman. Another room. In the case of doctor, we do have different endings according to gender. El médico, la médica. And a synonym of this is el doctor, the doctor. La doctora, the she doctor. This is a noun. Oh, sorry. I put la médico, la médica. El médico, la médica, el doctor, la doctora. El profesor, la profesora. El maestro, la maestra. In Spanish, we do not say, I'm a Spanish teacher. We say what would be, I'm a Spanish professor. This means teacher. I mean, the closest meaning is that of teacher, and this professor, of course, it's very similar. Maestro and maestra, we only use it when we are talking about people whose occupation or whose profession is that of teaching to pupils, to students. but in primary school. So maestro and maestra is only for primary school. What we call escuela primaria, it's the same as in English. Primary school, escuela primaria. From secondary school on, we say profesor, profesora. So at university, professor too. At secondary school, professor. When it comes to learning languages, professor too. Unless we can say maestro, maestra when the professional is teaching to children. But from adolescence on, we say professor, profesor, profesora. Comerciante, it's the same ending for women and men. The change will be in the article, as always. El, la, comerciante. This means merchant. Merchant. The same here, the ending will be the same in the word estudiante, student. And we'll say el estudiante for men, la estudiante for women. La estudiante. And before ending the video, let's see a few more examples, so that you have a bigger repertoire of professions and occupations. Let's see. El piloto. In this case, it's the same for men and women, but the ending is in O, in O. El piloto, la piloto, the pilot. El almacenero, la almacenera, the grocer. El farmacéutico, la farmacéutica, what's a long word? It'll be the chemist or the pharmacist in American English. Then el científico, the scientist. La científica. El actor, well, it's the same word. The actor, the actress, el actor, la actriz. It's an irregular feminine ending, is. Emperador, emperor, emperatriz. El actor, la actriz. El escritor, the writer. La escritora. So these two words mean the writer. And it's enough for today. We'll see more examples during the course. But for now, it's enough. We've seen a very important verb, the verb poder, to can. In the next video, we'll see the verb poder more deeply, because in this one we saw it in the example of filling in a form. Well, hope you have a nice day and see you in the next video. If you liked this one, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and press the bell button, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.